Let it you after somebody finishes singing, then you can do it. You can sing a bhajan or a shloka here so that you are visible to everyone. Stand and then just switch it off. Master, reduce it a bit. Move that further. Further. Yeah. Take the mic. Come here. You have to be here so that mic doesn't echo. Yeah. We can zoom out a bit.
Sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ma ga sa. नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया, क्रोध न छोड़ा, झूठ न छोड़ा, क्रोध न छोड़ा, झूठ न छोड़ा, सत्य वचन क्यों छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया। झूठे जग में दिल ललचा कर, झूठे जग में दिल ललचा कर, असत वचन क्यों छोड़ दिया, असत वचन क्यों छोड़ दिया। कौड़ी को तो खूब संभाला, कौड़ी को तो खूब संभाला, लाल रतन क्यों छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया। जिह सुमिरन ते अति सुख पावे, जिह सुमिरन ते अति सुख पावे। सो सुमिरन क्यों छोड़ दिया, सो सुमिरन क्यों छोड़ दिया। खालस एक भगवान भरोसे, खालस एक भगवान भरोसे। तन मन धन क्यों ना छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया, नाम जपन क्यों, नाम जपन क्यों, नाम जपन क्यों छोड़ दिया। थैंक यू।
Can switch off that. Down. No. For no, one more button. There. Yellow color light. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will begin with the chanting of Bhagavad Gita Dhyana Shlokas. Ananya, 783 ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ಡಿವೈಸ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. Am I on? Little increase. Hari Om, Hari Om. Am I audible? So today is the auspicious day of Bhagavad Gita Jayanti. Also happens to be Moksha Ekadashi. And Bhagavad Gita is that text that takes us to freedom, moksha. So let us all pray to Bhagavad Gita, to Bhagavad Gita Data, Lord Shri Krishna, through these Dhyana Shlokas. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayalena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayiniim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshiniim. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Ullarvindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकर दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। We will chant 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामम् सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवशिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततः मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागम् ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोकः लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हर्षति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धदानामत्परमाः भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य repeat after me सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः Srimad Bhagavad Gita is one of the most profound texts that the humanity has seen. Not only Sanatana Dharma, it is the text which is sought after, which is studied by entire humanity. Those whosoever have some value for the most pristine tenets, philosophy, or the vision of life have always taken refuge to Bhagavad Gita. May it be West, and of course in the Sanatana Dharma, in every nook and corner, Bhagavad Gita has influenced the way of living. In fact, our source books are the Vedas. But it is the Bhagavad Gita which has gained the maximum popularity in the masses in every common Sanatana Dharmi. You go to any nook and corner of India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Manipur, throughout the length and breadth of Bharat. So Kashmir to Kanyakumari, sometimes we miss this to this in Bharat. Yeah, Gujarat to Manipur. So Bhagavad Gita has always been there in all the local languages. Poets, philosophers, gurus, the thinking people of the society have always translated, have given their commentaries for Bhagavad Gita. In fact, it is not the Vedas which have the most number of commentaries. It is the Bhagavad Gita which has the most number of commentaries in regional languages, in international languages, and of course in English. There are hundreds and hundreds of commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Starting from Lokamanya Balagangadhar Tilak, who has written a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, and of course, Pujya Swami Chinmayananda ji brought the Bhagavad Gita into masses, into the life of every Sanatana Dharmi, and of course, Swami Vivekananda ji laid the foundation stones for it, and Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji trained more than 200 sannyasis to take the message of, it's not really spread the message, it is the take the message of Bhagavad Gita to every household. Pujya Swamiji composed this 9 volumes on Bhagavad Gita, Gita Home Study Program, so that one can sit at home itself and go through the entire vision of Gita, entire vision of Bhagavad Gita, and it is most required. As Sanatana Dharmis, at least we must know one shloka of Gita, to chant one shloka of Gita and to understand the vision of Bhagavad Gita. It is most important. In fact, Adi Shankaracharya ji in Bhajagovindam has beautifully said, Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dhita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Sakrita Piyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate tasyayamena na charcha Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Adi Shankaracharya ji says, Bhagavad Gita Kinchitadita. One should study Bhagavad Gita, at least a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. Doesn't matter how much, but a little bit. Even a bit of Gita. In fact, Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Swalpamapi. Even if you practice this dharma that is said in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpamapi, Kinchit, it takes you a long way, a long way. So Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dhita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. So even if you partake the Jnana Ganga, the waters of the Ganga, even a little bit. So two things are involved in when it comes to Gangaji. One is the waters of the Ganga, we have the great faith that it purifies us. That's why we take Ganga Snanam and we take Ganga Panam. We do that. And Gangaji is the representation of Jnanam. In fact, you have to immerse yourself in the Jnanam. You have to take Kinchit Jnanam, at least a little bit of Jnanam into your system. That is why we have the great tradition, culture of visiting Rishikesh, Prayag, Haridwar, Kashi. Why? Because Gangaji, physically, of course, Gangaji purifies us and we are inspired by Jnanam. So you see, wherever Ganga is, there is the spiritual tradition, there is the Jnana tradition. There reside the maximum number of sannyasis. So if you want to take darshan of large group of sannyasis, if you come to Bangalore, you won't find. If you go to Delhi, you won't find. Where should you go? Rishikesh, Haridwar, Uttarakashi, then Kashi, Varanasi. This is where you have the maximum concentration of sannyasis. So, and it is believed, and we have this firm Shraddha that by giving Annadanam to sadhus, to sannyasis, one gains punya, one's family is blessed. That's why people go to Haridwar, Rishikesh and give bandharas and feed the sadhus. Annadanam practice is there in all this region. And you may all know also why Annadanam is given so much prominence in Sanatana Dharma. Because it is the only Danam, when you give the Danam, the person receivers say enough. In no other Danam, the receiver says enough. You do mobile phone Danam. The person will say, why not give one more? I will take it to my wife. So you give money. The person will say, hey, such a rich man, why can't he give some more? Such a affluent person, if he had given 200 rupees dakshina after lunch, it would be much better. Why this thing? So you are not satisfied. For Annadanam, fourth puri, fifth puri, you say enough. Truptoham. So you become the cause for the tripti in that person. Enough. Really, you see, real tripti, satisfaction, ananda that we discussed in Mundakopanishad classes also, comes when you say enough. Enough. So when is the peak of the satisfaction? Even in Loka Vyavahara, when you have eaten the fifth puri along with Srikhand, if you are Gujarati, or along with chutney and palya, and after the fifth, sixth puri, you say enough. So there is the tripti. So in life, we often miss this insight. We have this experience, anubhava of this, that the tripti, satisfaction, really comes when you say enough. It's very important. So, Kinchitidhita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita, one who has partaken a little bit of Ganga Jalam into the system. Jnana Ganga also, physical, real Ganga Ji also, one who has taken little bit of Ganga Ji also. Sakritapi Yena Murari Samarcha, one who has done the archana of the Murari very well, one who has properly done the archana. So what is that properly doing the archana? Properly doing the puja, getting all the flowers and fruits? Yes, yes, of course, that is one meaning. What is the other meaning? In Bhagavad Gita, the higher puja, the most profound puja is offering your own karma and karma phala at the feet of the Lord Krishna. That is the real puja. That is what Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, 58th verse or something. Mad karma krit mad paramaha mad bhakta sanga varjitaha nirvairas sarva bhuteshu yassamameti pandava. So one who does all the karmas for my sake. See, not only puja, all the karmas, any action that you undertake, laukika vyavahara, eating, you eat with the attitude of aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashritaha. Again, another shloka from Bhagavad Gita itself. Why? Because Krishna says, Sri Krishna says, I am residing in everybody as the Jataragni, as the Vaishvanara Agni in the stomach. So whatever food you take is the ahuti for the fire that Bhagavan is there in the form of the stomach fire, Vaishwanara Agni. It is the ahuti for that Agni. That's why clean food. That's why food, whatever you are eating, you eat with a reverential attitude. That is the ahuti for the Agni. So one who has done the archana of the Lord in this way, through the puja, through all the kartavyas, through all the karmas to be done, duties, one who has done in this way, Krishna Bhajagovindam says, will never have an argument with Yama, will never have a discussion with Lord Yama, Mrityu. Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. He will never do charcha with the Yama. So what is the charcha with the Yama? See, COVID time we all have seen. So Yama came, somebody didn't want to go. Yama came, family members didn't want to let us go. The tubes didn't want to let us go. Hospitals, for the sake of business, didn't want the person to go. So many things happened. So the charcha is that we keep on bargaining. Time has come, we don't want to go. So various things. So Mrityu is one of the bhayams that we entertain in our life. One of the bhaya. We need not have that fear. It comes in everybody's life. It happens. It is the truth of life. That is how world is structured. So in this vision, we can accept it. So no charcha with the Mrityu, with any bhaya. So anything you see, you want to undertake any karma, any new initiative, we have discussion with whom? With ourselves also, with our fears. So fear says, do not do that. Then it has to be done. A new career step has to be taken. But the fear comes it. Why? You are comfortable. Why do you risk all this, that? So one who has adhyayana of Bhagavad Gita will not have charcha with any kind of fear. Not only mrityu bhayam, any bhayam, any samsarika bhayam, that person will not have the charcha. So that's why we require the adhyayanam of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Gita Sugita Kartavyaha. Every day we must, this is a Kartavya. Shastra is mandating at least one verse of Bhagavad Gita. It can be a very simple sadhana that everybody can start. You have the Bhagavad Gita book. You, before you leave home, have a mindset. You open just one verse, any page. Just read it, read the shloka if you can read the Sanskrit. Otherwise, don't worry about the shloka also. The meaning will be there in just 2 lines or 2.5 lines. You read it and go towards your kartavya. It inspires a lot. It will bring a great transformation in a person. So the Bhagavad Gita, the vision of the Bhagavad Gita is to lead the most efficient and the most effective life. A life dedicated towards the highest goal. And in the process, we fulfill all other goals also of human life. The vision, the system, a human being is calibrated to the moksha. Just as a flight is calibrated to reach the highest height. Okay? But in the process, the flight, the aeroplane also has to be parked in the taxiway. It has to come to the runway. Even though it is meant to fly in the air, it has to spend some time on the ground. It has to reach a certain momentum, a certain speed, a certain acceleration. Only then it can take up and then fly high in the air. So that is the Gita's vision. One has to calibrate one's life towards moksha. The vision is set. The highest vision is set. And meanwhile, pursuing artha and kama also is natural. The Gita's philosophy is not against it. And how you should pursue artha and kama? Only with the background of the dharma. Only with the background of the dharma. In fact, dharma as such is not a particular pursuit. You see, dharma as such is not a particular pursuit. Dharma has to penetrate in and through artha and kama. Artha and kama should be built on the dharma. That is the way to live. That is the way to live. And of course, in another interpretation, you can also see how dharma also is pursued as a purushartha. But dharma becomes the road on which the artha and kama should travel. Artha and kama should travel. That is the vision of the Sanatana Dharma. That is the vision of the Gita. Bhagavad Gita is for everyone. In fact, in the beginning itself, Sri Krishna says, I prescribe 2 particular lifestyles. It could be Brahmacharya, Grihastha-shrama, Vanaprastha-shrama. One way of living. All 3 are categorized into one group. Or it could be pursuing the same goal in the Sannyasa-shrama. Both are valid. It is not one is great, one is less. Nothing like that. The goal is same. The moksha, the freedom. The goal is same, and you can pursue with whatever lifestyle which fits you the best. That is the Bhagavan's vision. That is what Sri Krishna's vision is. And you see, one may ask, Laukika, a commoner may ask, or your own kids and grandkids may one day ask, why should I study Bhagavad Gita? Then sometimes you may not have a direct answer. You see, human body, mind, sense complex is one of the most amazing manifestations in the Jagat. So much capacity, so much capability, so much tools, so much intelligence is there in the system. But you see, often we come to this world and not knowing how to exactly operate this machine. You go buy a washing machine, it comes with a manual. You go buy a mobile phone, it comes with a manual. You go buy any other device, air fryer, it comes with a manual how to use it. The human body also has come with a manual how to use it most efficiently, effectively. And that user manual is the Bhagavad Gita. That's why you should study Bhagavad Gita. Gives you how to live, how to live in every stage, how to make decisions, what should be your goal, how to handle adversities, how to handle dukkha, how to stabilize the mind. All these topics are the topics of Bhagavad Gita, not personality development class. That has come very recently, borrowing every idea from Bhagavad Gita. Okay, any personality development book you bring in, I will trace a shloka of Bhagavad Gita to the topics that they're discussing. Motivation. First 1.5 chapters are the motivation speech of Sri Krishna towards Arjuna. He was motivated enough only to listen to Krishna. So Krishna uses every possible tool available, every possible standpoint available to inspire Arjuna to stand up, to do his duties, to stand up to his nature. In fact, Shri Krishna often addresses Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita also and in Mahabharata also as Kurunandana. Kurunandana. Savyasachi is there, one name for Arjuna. Partha is there for Arjuna. Then another name is the Kurunandana. What is Kurunandana? Very beautiful name. One who takes joy in his duties, karma. The person who takes joy, who finds Ananda, Nanda is another term for Ananda. One who finds Nanda, the joy in karma, duties. That is Kurunandana. One who finds joy in what is to be done. But we have become Kurunindana or Kurudukkinaha. Whatever needs to be done, we keep doing ninda of it. Or we find frustrating. Whatever is to be done, we find it frustrating to be done. Office work. Hey, why should I do? Again, today also I should wake up and do the tea, coffee. Wake up and again, and should I go to my workplace? No. We must put all the efforts. We must have a vision to find joy in what we do. That is the Karma Siddhanta. That is the Karma Yoga Siddhanta. See, most part of your day is involved in your actions. Isn't it so? Laukika, Vaidika actions. The moment you wake up, there will be a list of to be done. Starting from brushing the teeth to taking the bath, everything is to be done, to be done, to be done, to be done karmas, one after the other. One after the other to be done karmas. And we must have this vision to find joy in doing what is to be done. It is the most important. Otherwise, most part of your day, you are only grumbling, you're frustrated, or you're low on energies, not doing what is to be done. Niyatam kuru karmatvam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. What is ordained for you, for your stage of life, you do it without any thinking, without any other thinking. So we must love what we do. We must do what we love. It is a two-way street. Both should happen. But now there is a fancy. I will do only what I love. The youngsters of the world keep on saying that. I don't love it. I don't like it. I don't want to do. I don't like it. In fact, nobody likes any duty to be done. The moment duty comes, nobody likes it. We keep on trying to figure out a way where we escape what is to be done. Whatever is to be done, we keep on trying to run away from it. Just like Arjuna. There was a great thing to be done at that hour, and he's paralyzed. So that's why you see the Yuddha is a beautiful illustration taken. The Yuddha. Why? Because when everything is fine, it is very easy to live. It is very easy to live, isn't it so? No obstacles, no adversary, nothing. What is to be thought? You just go on. You think that life is fine. Why should I study Bhagavad Gita? Why should I go to ashram? Why should I listen to any talk on YouTube? I rather watch Netflix or something. Why should I do this, that? The question may come. Yeah, when everything is fine, no problem. But one factor in your life changes. You see what will be your response. All the knowledge, all the experience that you have gained comes to no use. Just one factor is not all right in your life. So the ground on which we are standing itself is shaky, becomes shaky. That's why we must be, when you are trained for the battle, any other thing that comes in our life, we will be fine with. We will be fine with. In fact, life itself is a mini battle. All the time, something or the other is to be handled. Something or the other keeps coming. So we must be facing. We must stand up to the occasion, must raise up to the occasion to do what is to be done. In fact, everything cannot be accomplished with just physical strength. We need the mental capacity also to face a situation. That's why Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita gives the Dhyana Yoga. The 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is there for the preparedness of the mind, both for Laukika situations and also for Adhyatma pursuit, even for Adhyatmika Jnanam. To receive this knowledge, you need certain preparedness of the mind. So that's why the Dhyana Yoga. And life is full of duties and responsibilities. And with what attitude must I relate to the world? You cannot avoid relating to the world. So we have to keep on relating to the world. And sometimes when we keep on relating to the world, sometimes this relating brings ananda, joy. And sometimes this relating itself brings disturbance. But we cannot avoid. Life is dynamic. All the time we have to keep on relating to people and the world. And so with what attitude should I relate to the world? Bhakti walks in. Bhakti yoga walks in. Bhakti is the attitude with which you relate to everything. And the attitude with which you relate to the divine, to Ishvara. Bhakti is that attitude, that love. In Narada Bhakti Sutra, Bhakti is simply defined as Parama Prema Swarupaha. That which is the supreme love. That is the bhakti. That is the bhakti. Just a moment. This is giving some problem. We need to change the battery. Remove. So the bhakti is the attitude with which we relate to the world. In fact, One must only entertain love for one and all, love for every being, every creature, because the Jagat that you are seeing is non-separate from the Ishvara, from the Bhagavan. So we relate to a plant, a tree, everything with love. That is the base with which we must operate and relate in the world. So that's why the Bhakti Yoga. And you see, in life, without a proper vision, nothing great can be accomplished. It is that knowledge, it is that intelligence, it is that vision which is so important in our life. And Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna sets this vision for Arjuna. Unless something is fundamentally handled or fundamentally understood, no amount of motivation, no amount of effort, no more amount of inspiration or positivity, you can do it later. No amount of inspiration can take you further. It becomes very important. You see, in fact, Bhagavad Gita is taught in the battlefield. The problem with Arjuna was that he does not want to wage the war, standing there in the battlefield. So why life's philosophy has to be given at that stage? One may find it ridiculous. Okay, you motivate Arjuna to wage the war, fine. You inspire Arjuna to wage the war, fine. What is it that Sri Krishna is teaching the vision of life? What is Atma? What is Moksha? What is Bandha? How to get out of Bandhana? What is it that meditation? Sri Krishna is teaching meditation to Arjuna. How is it that at the battleground all this? Why? What is the relevance? Why? Because Sri Krishna also tried to motivate Arjuna, to inspire Arjuna to wage the war. He poked Arjuna also. He even touched his ego as the ego of a king, ego of a ruler, ego of an intelligent person. Still, Arjuna was not ready to stand up and do what is to be done. That's why when all methods fail, we have to go for the fundamentals. When the crocin is not reducing the fever or the paracetamol is not reducing the fever for 5 days, 6th day, 7th day, we have to fundamentally examine and take some tests, and then a vaccine or something is required, or injection, something is required to fundamentally handle it. That's why this approach of jnanam, samyak drishti, is given in Bhagavad Gita. In fact, we have 2-3 drishti-konas in life. One is the deha drishti, looking at the world from the standpoint of the deha. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. Then we have the manasika drishti. So we have a drishti kona. Each person has an individualized manasika drishti towards the society. But in spite of having these two, and there is also a samajika drishti konam, samajika drishti, a standpoint that we may find from the society. Your family, everybody is included in that societal drishti konam. But often we find ourselves to be left with fundamental problem of dukkha, ashanti, some frustration. Everything is fine, but somehow I'm not happy enough. Everything is okay, but still I'm wanting a dil mange more. Something is there. What is that? How to solve that? How to solve that kida? So it will come only from samyak drishti. Bhagavad Gita, another name for Bhagavad Gita is the samyak drishti. This gives the samyak drishti or the yoga drishti, to look at everything from a very high standpoint. When you look at life from this vision, everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. So when you are traveling in Bangalore, you find the entire layout, every road to be a big mess. Wherever you go, it's a mess. Wherever you go, a jam. But then you you go into the aircraft, the flight takes off and reaches a certain height. Suppose you are lucky enough to get a window seat, you peep out and see, Arey wah, everything is structured. Everything is structured. Everything is layouted. When you go from a very high standpoint, everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. In fact, everything is working. People are having breakfast. If suppose somebody comes or you have lived abroad for some time, all you can be is on the road is frustrated about how messy everything is. But then everybody is going to office, the work is happening, salaries are coming, food is being delivered. Zomato comes, Amazon comes, everything is happening. How is it happening? Because when you go from a very high drishtikona, दुनिया तो बड़ा विस्तार है, सबके लिए जगह है, सब कुछ होगा. Everything is happening. Even in Africa, everything is happening. In India, everything is happening. US also, everything is happening. So when you look at life from this standpoint, not that we should not improve, then everything should be messy. I'm not advocating that. I'm giving you a very high standpoint to look at life. From this point, you understand that life goes on. There is a power higher than us, which is running everything. So a certain person, a missionary, came from some other country and said, see, in your Bharat, everybody is dying. No Bhagavan is there here. Our Bhagavan is great. And see this thing, nothing, everything is messy. Why, if your God was this thing, that thing, he was giving different standpoints. So here one very Shraddhatmika Bharatiya made him cross on the MG road and took him to Chickpet and then made him cross the road. Then he came to the temple and said, if at all Bhagavan is there anyway, it is here only. And he did one arati. Yeah. So everything makes sense when you have the samyak drishtikona, a very high standpoint. When you can look at life, when you can appreciate life from a very high standpoint. That is what is the Gita's drishtikona. That is the samyak darshana that is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Shri Krishna handles and advocates, gives insights for every part of our life. In fact, so many people think spirituality is divorced from our regular living. No, Bhagavad Gita is the greatest example of tenets which shows that the spiritual life and Vyavaharika life are not two different things. You can merge it and make it into one. It is a possibility. And life is not, spiritual life is not having some pessimistic attitude. No, it is not that. It is one where you have courage to face life with a grand vision backing, sitting at the back of your head all the time. In fact, both are equally important in life. What is it? Loka Vyavahara. Loka Vyavahara can happen only with eyes open. With eyes open, you see things, you see what is to be done, what is to be handled, what is to be operated. Then itself, life will work. That is the external journey, external duties we ought to have. Equally important is the internal vision, inner vision. The meditation, the meditative life, the adhyatmika path which happens with eyes closed. Both are important. In fact, I'll give you a small exercise. Let us do it now. Okay, sit upright. Just see what all you can see in front of you. What all you can see in front of you? Is just, or turn sideways. Did you notice what all you see? Just make a note about all that you can see with the eyes open. Yes. Now, let us close our eyes. Now let us see the moon. Let us see the sun, sunrise. Let us see the Ganga. Let us see the beautiful Bharat, a grand temple. Okay. Now you may open your eyes. What is the tatparyam of the exercise? What you can see with the eyes closed is far greater than what you can see with the eyes open. Isn't it so? That's why both are important. With the eyes open, you face life. Dharma, artha, kama. Very important, equally important. With the eyes closed, you can see much greater. You could see the sun, you could see the moon, you could see the great big temple, anything. That's why the inner vision, the inner sadhana, which is the dhyana yoga, jnana yoga of the Bhagavad Gita, which symbolically happens with the eyes closed, are also important. And the karma yoga, which happens with the eyes open, is also equally important. That is the vision of the Gita. That is the vision of the Gita. So today, also being the Moksha Ekadashi, I'll end this talk with a sharing of one small symbolic story that from our Puranas. All of you are familiar, but story has a great message, great tatparyam to offer to us, and we must try and grasp it. So you all have heard of Gajendra Moksha. So what was that Gaja? It was a Mada Gaja. What can we learn from that story? You know the story. The Gajendra was in trouble. He prayed to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu sent the Sudarshana Chakra, and the Gajendra was rescued from the crocodile. You see, that Gaja was full of mada. He was too proud of himself, itself. And because of that pride only, it got into all the trouble. In fact, how much ever strong you may be, your strength is only in certain field. You cannot be that physically or strong person or influential person, powerful person in every territory. You may be a great person in Bangalore. You go to Chennai, nobody will know you. Nobody will know you. So you may be all that you are only in particular have this jnanam. Then our ego doesn't rise up. Anybody, grihastha or sannyas, you may have some positions, power, all that. It's okay. It's all just superficial. Society is there. Everybody has certain designation and this thing. But that should not make you miss out on fundamentals. You should always be grounded, but vision facing towards the sky. Yeah. See, the elephant is the largest animal and its strength is only on the ground. When it is on the ground, it is the greatest animal on the planet, having the highest strength. A crocodile has the greatest strength not on land, but in water. But in water. So we must know where our strengths are. And we should not simply in life not get into a territory where we don't know at all, where our strengths are not at all there. Better to grow from a position of strength to strength, strength to strength, and never steep into a weak ground. In fact, never step into a murky ground at all. That pond or that water is a example, or the symbolic meaning is the all the complications of the samsara. Be aware that is not your ground. All the asuri terrains, asuri territories, abar, asuri territory. Don't get into it. You may be, however strong you may be, like that elephant on the land. You put your leg into an asuric territory, you are likely to be caught. A gambling arena, you are likely to be caught. So, but because even though that doesn't have any strength in other terrains, the crocodile has the power to even catch the greatest land animal in its terrain. It'll catch you. Samsara, the snake or the crocodile of samsara will catch you. Never get into it. And finally, that elephant was so full of itself that I am the greatest elephant on this planet, but somehow finally recognized that I do not call all the shots in life. So let me surrender, let me pray to Lord Vishnu. So there was surrender of egoistic personality. There was surrender of the ego, the mada, which pride, which was there. And finally, in the story, what? Vishnu sends the Sudarshana Chakra, and the Sudarshana Chakra destroys the crocodile, freeing the elephant. See, why I use this story? I said Bhagavad Gita is about Samyak Darshana. Another word for Samyak Darshana is Sudarshana. The Sudarshana Chakra is the highest vision. Darshana means vision. Su means right. Su means great. This same Mahavishnu in the Krishna Avatara is giving us the Sudarshana in the form of Bhagavad Gita. If you take it, if you bring it into your life, if you call for it, then that Sudarshana, that right way of looking at life, right vision comes to you, so that you can free yourself from the crocodile of samsara, from all the complications of the samsara. That is very essential. That is ought to be done. That is the small symbolism of that Gajendra Moksha story on the Moksha Ekadashi and Bhagavad Gita Jayanti also. So I will end this talk giving 2-3 to be done, to be followed things in your lives as the students of Vedanta, as students of Sanatana Dharmis. First thing today you go, if you don't have, if at all you don't have, go buy a Bhagavad Gita book and put it in a place where everybody can see in your house. So you put all sorts of things, some bell, some this thing, some that thing. So put it in a place where it is handy and everybody can see it. Where your child, let it touch it, let it try and open it, let it do whatever it can do. But at least that child is playing with Bhagavad Gita rather than doing with something else. So let that Gita be very visible in your life. And make sure we forward so many messages. So you forward something about Gita today, something about Bhagavad Gita today. You forward something about that. And whenever there is an occasion, forward, share any insights of Bhagavad Gita. And take a sankalpa today, a sankalpa for next 700 days only. It will end 700 days. One day, one shloka. One shloka per day. Nothing big. If you don't have that, everybody will have that much time. Everybody will have that much time. Okay? So that much time will be there. So you find that 1 minute or 2 minutes to read one shloka of Bhagavad Gita every day. One shloka, artha of the Bhagavad Gita each and every day. It takes you a long way. It takes you a long way. And then Shri Krishna ends the Bhagavad Gita with great assurance. He says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyah moksha ishyami ma shuchah. Sarva dharman means sarva karman. All the distracting activities or this, that, you leave it alone. Parityajya. Mamekam sharanam vraja. Whenever you are in doubt, whenever you are feeling low, whenever life throws a great challenge in front of you, may you just surrender to Lord Krishna. May you surrender your mind towards the vision of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna says, I will bestow freedom upon you. Laukika freedom. What is Laukika freedom? Freedom from all complications of the samsara and freedom from the samsara itself, finally, which is the moksha. That is the assurance of Shri Krishna. If some advertisement you see, you go buy it, no? Krishna is telling this great advertisement in Bhagavad Gita, how much reverentially we should pursue Bhagavad Gita. And if we lack any enthusiasm for it, we should question ourselves. Why? One washing powder ad comes, we are inspired to go buy it. One new restaurant comes, we are ready to go try the soup. Some club comes, we are ready to take the membership. Why not? For this, ask a question. That question will lead you to pursuing Bhagavad Gita properly. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavan, if you have in your life, ends all complications. So we will conclude today's Gita Jayanti talk with singing of Gita Arati. So I will teach. All of you can sing it after me. जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरि कमल विहारिणी हरि कमल विहारिणी हरि कमल विहारिणी सुंदर सुपुनीते जय भगवत गीता। कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशिनी काम शक्ति हरा मैया काम शक्ति हरा तत्व ज्ञान विकाशिनी तत्व ज्ञान विकासिनी विद्या ब्रह्म परा जय भगवद गीते निश्चल भक्ति विदायिनी निर्मल मलहारी मैया निर्मल मलहारी शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी सब विधि सुखकारी जय भगवद गीते राग द्वेष विदारिणी कारिणी मोद सदा मैया कारिणी मोद सदा भव भयहारिणी तारिणी भव भयहारिणी तारिणी परमानंद प्रदा जय भगवद गीते आसुर भाव विनाशिनी नाशिनी तमरजनी नाशिनी तमरजनी मैया नाशिनी तमरजनी दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी हरिरसिका सजनी जय भगवद गीते समता त्याग सिखावनी हरिमुख के वाणी मैया हरिमुख के वाणी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी, श्रुतियों की